afternoon, everyone. I think we can give people a few more minutes to join, to get connected. I hope you didn't get lost with the invitation links and registration.
How is the weather like in Krakow, Aga?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's sunny today. The spring is finally starting, the real spring, because it was quite gloomy and dark and cold, but it's becoming nicer now. And how is everything where you are? Kiev, Aliona?
Wonderful, wonderful, sunny. Everything is in blossom. You know, it's one of the best times in Kiev. You know, after winter, it's just beautiful and warm.
Do we have people from any other countries apart from Ukraine? I know Olga, our colleague, is not in Ukraine. She's in Slovakia, actually.
Yeah, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi from Bratislava. But I'm still in Ukraine, in my heart, you know, my dear colleagues and everyone. I am connecting with my teachers and with our colleagues. So good luck. And I hope very soon we start our mutual project.
Absolutely. Okay, Yaroslava, a word from you, and I think we can get started, yes?
Доброго дня, шановні освітяни, учителі англійської мови. Сьогодні з вами Агнєшка Гибель і Альона Захарович від міжнародної групи Pearson і я, Ярослава Козіна, від Центру професійного розвитку педагогічних працівників міста Києва. Дякуємо, що знайшли час у наших складних реаліях для професійного розвитку. Dear colleagues, thank you for joining the session. Today, we present Digital Crash Course Part 1, Working with ActiveBooks for Beginners. I'd like to remind that we are going to have 2 parts of the Digital Crash Course and 1 more session, Digital Masterclass, for more experienced users. As you know, there is no limit to perfection and we never stop learning. Enjoy the session, and it's my pleasure to give the floor to Agnieszka Hibel.
Hello, thank you, Yaroslava. Once again, good afternoon to everyone who has joined us from different places. We are meeting today in a slightly different mode than in our previous sessions, because previous sessions were webinars, more of a presentation type of meetings, when we were first Liz Beer and then Aliona they were showing you our materials, and also Liz was sharing ideas for online teaching. Today, the session and also tomorrow and next week, the one that Yaroslava mentioned, are going to be very practical because tomorrow Aliona, and next week both of us will be taking you through practical aspects of using the platforms. I hope most of you have got your teacher's codes from us and you have your access active. And as we said, and as we explained before, today we are going to have a type of course for people who are starting to work with our materials. So if some of you are more experienced, I guess part of what I will be talking about will not be so useful, but I would like to make sure that everyone can follow and everyone knows how to get started with Pearson ActiveBooks, and then how to create a class, how to work with the material, how to use the tools. We are in a meeting mode, so you may unmute yourselves if there is a need and you have a question while we are talking, or you can use the chat. When I will be showing you the platform, I may not be able to I may not be able to follow the chat, but Aliona is there and Olga is there, so they will be also answering your questions. My part is in English, obviously. As I was saying before, my Ukrainian is not yet good enough to talk to you. I do understand a lot, but not the production is my future, I would say, if I manage to get to know one more language. Okay, everyone's ready. I can see some more people are joining, but whoever is late, they will miss the beginning. I guess there is the raise your hand option as well. You should have it. So if there is a question while I'm talking, or you can just say that you want to ask a question, okay? Does it sound reasonable? I can see some nodding. Yeah, you can put up your thumb. You can use the chat as well. Okay, all right, so let's get started. I am a completely new user. I'm a teacher now, and I'm going through the process of creating an account, registration, and getting started with ActiveBooks, okay? So to begin with, I need to, okay. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen with the beautiful zoom on it? All right.
Yes, yes.
So to get started, let's first check the email which I got from Pearson. The email which I got from Pearson tells me that I received access code for Pearson digital product. And what's here? Step-by-step instruction, how to register for my account and how to get started. Here are the codes. I received 2 codes and very important thing for you to see which code is which. If you received such codes from us, it is easy to distinguish. Of course, the abbreviations may not be so easy at the beginning, but this S here stands for student and the T for teacher, student online access code and teacher online access code. I will show you how they are different later during the session. This is the code which I will need to get started with my work on ActiveBooks and access for Focus Level 3, 2nd edition. All right. The first step which I need to take is go to English dashboard from the link which I have here. Okay. Because I have an account, it tells me, it already remembers me, but let's see what happens if I'm completely new to the platform, okay? And I don't have an account yet. The first thing that you would see here is the choice between an adult account and a child account. The child account is important when you have students, because for setting up an account, student account, parents' approval is needed. So when creating a child account, parent will also be asked for, they have to provide their email address and agree to terms and conditions. But we are adults, so as teachers, we are creating our adults' accounts, our teacher's account. So the first most important thing is, of course, the email address. And here I do recommend, it does exist. Create account anyway. Okay. Okay. All right. The email address is one thing. This is the thing that distinguishes you from other users on the platform. One very important thing, when you have a need to have both the teacher's account and the student's account, so for example, you want to be able to see what your students are seeing, it is very important that you have these 2 accounts registered on different email addresses, because the system can then mix up the functionalities of the teacher's account and the student account. So when you set up teacher's account, use your main email address that you always use, and you need to have a different one for the student account if you need a student account. Okay, so I do recommend the username to stay as your email address because this is the easiest to remember. As you can see, I've got numbers of accounts, but I just want this one to be a new one. Okay, all right. And as you can see, at least 8 characters and at least 1 uppercase and 1 number is needed in the password, because if it's not strong enough, the system will not allow you to have such a name. Let's have me as Agnieszka teacher, okay? So that I know that this is the teacher's account. And here, the system is asking me about the country where I'm from. And I agree to terms of use of the platform. If you want to get marketing information from us, and I assure you that we are not sending any junk emails, this is all useful information about trainings, about new features in our products. You may decide to be informed about everything that Pearson is sending to the users of the platform. And then we are creating an account. Okay. And here we are. My account as a teacher was created. The first login usually takes a while because this has to log. And now the platform is asking me to add product to get started. So I go back to my lovely email from Pearson and I see my teacher's access code here. So I copy my teacher's access code. Here it is, and paste it in the place where it requires me to paste it. Okay, so here is the access code. And now this adds product to my dashboard. Okay, here we are. So here we are at the dashboard. And what do we have here? I have just activated access to focus level 3. And when I open this, I will see 3 components here. The place where we are now is called Pearson English Portal. Pearson English Portal is the kind of gateway to all Pearson digital resources, which sit sometimes, some of them sit in different places. They do not all operate on the same platform, but in order to get to your materials, you will always be entering through here. Okay, so once you have your login, once you have your passport, you have English dashboard Pearson.com, and you can enter your account easily. So here is my focus material, and here you have 3 elements. Today we will be dealing with ActiveBooks, as we said at the beginning. But I just want to show you what else you've got here. Here you've got the information about, before we start, we need to, again, choose our region. You can even add the city here if you want to. I'm based in Krakow here. And here comes an important moment, because you will see it with the first registration and with the first use, it will always ask you for your institution. And there is a list of institutions here, but people are putting different things here. So do not get discouraged that your institution is not on the list. You simply tick here. I can't find my institution. Once again, Kraków will come up, Poland will come up. Okay, Kraków can come, it doesn't have to, it's optional. And here, my institution will be Pearson. And I confirm, okay? Even if it's in red, it doesn't really do you any harm. And I wanted to show you what is this Practice English app. This is something that you and your students can download to your mobile phones, either as iOS or Android, and use it as an extra practice for the coursebook that you are using. Very useful thing, teachers and students really like it. So this is just a piece of information. Oh, sorry, I closed everything. So I need to go once again. Sorry, once again. So I will show you now the login. Here it is, Pearson English dashboard. Maybe it didn't log me out. It did, or it did not. It did not, okay. Too many windows with Zoom here. Okay, so here I am. No, this is not the right one. I need to sign in again for the one which we just created. This is the one. Great. Okay, and we will focus today with focus on the ActiveBook. Now, okay. One more step that you need to take is to verify your email. Once you register for the first time, you should get a notification email. I'm going to, here it is. I'm going to my inbox, and Pearson is asking me to confirm that I am the person who actually registered to the platform. So I'm verifying my email now. Okay, and I can go back to my dashboard. Okay, here we are. Here we are, back at where we started, okay? Did all of you manage to get as far as here? So you have your account and you have your products activated. Just say yes or put it in the chat, please. Because this is an important stage. Did you manage to get through this part? Yes, one person says yes, 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 okay. We are also ready to help you individually. If someone is experiencing any problems or you don't feel confident, we can have later, we can help you get through the process. Okay, so this is where we are, okay. And we are entering our teachers' resources for focus. My language is going to be English, and I agree to terms of use. All right. The first time the system opens and the first time the content downloads, it usually takes a while to refresh and to get started. Sometimes if it's taking longer, you can switch to my content and try to enter once again. It uploads, sometimes it uploads quicker. All right, here we are. And this is our coursebook. This is our coursebook with all the resources that you need for teaching. And now it will be my job to show you how to work with that, how to work with the online class and how to work with your students when they have their own course books and you have yours. So first of all, you can access the content. There are some, as you can see, tabs here, the tabs which we will be using for different purposes. Here, the main tab for which opens different functionalities for which you can use while using the ActiveBook platform. And here you've got content now we only have one book. If you have more products activated, you will have a tile for each of the products. So if you teach more than one level, you will have focus 3 and focus 4, for example, or whiteboard 1 and 2. Then if you are interested in seeing how other products work, you can access the demos section, and here in demo, you will see the demonstrative versions of different course books for which we have already active books. So here they are. We will discuss groups, assignments, and tests as we go along. Here, you can go back to the main page for the Pearson English Portal, so your main dashboard, as I said. Okay, we don't need that now. We want to be here. Okay, I'm closing all the other tabs so that we don't get confused. Okay, so let's first have a look at what is there for the teacher to work with while running a class. A very important thing for you is that you, by having access to the Teacher's Active Book, you have access to all the materials that you need to teach your students. So everything is one place. This is a one-to-one, let's say, representation of your course book, right? And you can navigate through this in a number of ways. First of all, you can choose the content from here. So all the exercises which are here on the page, you can access from here. If you want to navigate in the course book itself, you have a menu here at the very top. So you can, for example, you know that you are teaching a grammar lesson, so let's go straight to the grammar lesson. And while here in the grammar lesson, it will open the content for the grammar lesson, and you will have the view for each of the pages and the navigation now. So how does the navigation work? You can navigate exercise by exercise. If you follow the flow of the lesson, you can just go one by one, like exercise by exercise. Okay, like here. All right. You can also, as I showed you before, you can navigate from here. So you go straight to the place you want to be. And I just wanted to show you different icons which you can find here. I think the symbols that we used are quite self-explanatory. So here you will only have the texts with the instruction how to do the activity. So here we have by clicking here or clicking on any of the numbers here showing you which exercise is which, you are able to access the content. You can go back to the whole thing. Here with the tick, you will have, if the tick is here, it means that this exercise will have the functionality of showing the answers. So when you are doing the exercise, here we have got a listening exercise, and you want then to show your students the correct answers after you've listened and you are doing the checking, right? So you have the option of showing all the answers in one go, or you can show one by one. If you are going through the exercise, you can decide to show one by one. Okay, so here is the answer option. As you can imagine, I think this will be also quite self-explanatory. The icon here takes you to the video material. So straight from the page, you can access the material, the video material, which goes with the book. Here we have one of the types of activities, which is grammar videos. Videos different grammar points. Just a sample for you. Here we are talking about state and dynamic verbs.
Hello and welcome back to London TV. Today I'm visiting two sisters who are celebrating their birthday.
You can stop at any point. You can also put the recording forward, because the idea of grammar videos in Focus is that first you have an example cartoon and then we have a nice teacher.
For example, think, believe, know.
Explaining the grammar points, plus giving examples. And based on that, you have then grammar exercises, okay? And of course, you can do, after having watched the animation and the explanation, you can do the exercise with your students, okay? Apart from that, we also have, let's choose some material which has got some text on it. Maybe next page. Maybe next page, or use of English maybe. Let's see what we have here. Okay. As you can see, the navigation is really simple through the page, okay? And here comes the toolbar, the teacher's toolbar. And here the teacher's toolbar allows you to work with the page as if you were working with the interactive whiteboard even. So you can zoom in, zoom out. You can make the page bigger if you wish. You can move the content around depending on what you want to see. You can use the pen, so you can write on this. You can do different things. Here is the undo. So to just remove what you've done. You can have a nice hide button here. So you are just highlighting one area, or you can just undo, all right? Or you can hide one thing that you, for example, you are doing some kind of memory game with the students and telling them who was in picture A and who was in, what did the person look like in picture A? What does the person look like in picture F? And then you can simply go back step by step, everything that you have covered. There is also one more tool here, okay, which is the whiteboard. The whiteboard is your virtual blackboard or whiteboard on which you can make notes from the lesson. You can decide to insert a picture. You can add text. So basically, if you are giving any new words, you can put them here. This is basically the whiteboard for the lesson for you. This whiteboard can be saved and you can send it to your students after the class if there are, for example, any new vocabulary items. Here is downloading the board, and then you have the image of the board, which you can share with your students. You can also, as I said, upload documents here, and also all these functions like drawing and different types of, you have different colors here. You can then erase this if you want to play around with the material, okay? Okay, so this was the whiteboard, the main functions of the toolbar. All right, as you can see here, when we are doing something with the lesson, then we have the save and exit button. This means that all the activities that you have done with the material will be recorded, okay? So these are the functions that you can use while running the lesson. So here from the main menu, entering whichever part of the book you want to. Okay, and now let's move to groups. So how do we get started with working with your students? ActiveBooks platform gives you a chance to connect with your students so that you have the teacher's version of the book and they have the student's version, and you are connected, which means that you can also assign some tasks to them, not only from the workbook, which Aliona will be talking about tomorrow, but also while working with the students or as extra task, you can assign things to them from the course book. Creating a group is super easy. You just choose the name for your group. So let's have Ukraine crash course. Today we have the May, right? Okay, this is going to be our group. Okay. Once the group is created, there is a code which is important, and I will tell you why. This code will be needed if your student is to join your class, okay? So once you've created the group, you need this code. You have to send it to your teacher, to your students, or share it with them somehow in order for them to be able to join your class. Okay, I need to copy it, which I think might be a problematic thing to do with the Zoom on, but we'll see how this works. Now I'm switching to student account, okay? Here I am as a student. As you can see, I have used a different browser. This is also an important thing. When you want to have two accounts open, one account on teacher's account and one account student's account, it is much more convenient to have two browsers open. In the same way that it makes sense to use different emails while registering, in the same way it is important to have two browsers. So here is my teacher's account with my group, and here I am as a student, okay? I am a student who has access to Focus Second Edition Level 2 and Level 3, okay? And here are my classes. I am not in any class. So what do I do to join a class? First of all, okay, this is going to work like that. Let's see.
You need to go to ActiveBook.
ActiveBook, yes. Yeah, I know. Okay. Just a second. This is the moment. Thank you, Aliona, for reminding me. This is a very important moment because, as I said at the beginning, we have different types of functionalities based on different platforms. So if you want to be working with your students with ActiveBooks, you need to invite them to your group on ActiveBooks. So the student has to go here. So they will be taken to the ActiveBook platform, the same one that we are at as a teacher. Okay, here it opens. Again, it will take a minute because it's a new opening for the student. Okay. And here he was going to have, okay, I'm already in one group as a student, and here I will be in the second group. Copying. Okay. I think the making it via. Okay, here it is. Okay, and here I am in my teacher Agnieszka group, Ukraine crash course as of today. So I have just joined the teachers group. And what can happen now? Let me refresh here. Once again. Just a sec. It takes no, like this. Okay. And here is my one student who has just joined my course. Okay. I'm in a teacher's account now, as you can see. And here I will have different functionalities of my communication with my students in my groups, okay? So here I can see the main dashboard for my group, for this group which I chose, Ukraine Crash Course. I have just one student here, and I can communicate with the students in the chat box. So if I need to say something to the student, I can use this, and the student will receive the message from me. So we can chat while when on the platform. I can chat with my student. Apart from that, you will also see a different function here, which is okay, the detail, the score of the student, how much the students have done. I will show you later how we can assign content, and how you will be monitoring what your students are doing. And also here we have the assignments. Okay, so the list of assignments that you as a teacher sent to this group. And here is the functionality, which I think we can investigate next week in our more advanced class, which is a virtual classroom. So a place where you can run a class using materials from the portal, from the ActiveBook, and also your own materials. But this is more, let's say, advanced functionality, so let's leave it for now. Okay, assignments. Now, nothing here yet, but creating an assignment is, I think, as easy as creating a group. First of all, we need to give name to this assignment. So let's call it a test assignment number 1. If you want to describe, to add any description, you can do it here. If this is a writing exercise, for example, you just write what your students are supposed to write. So write a paragraph on this, this, and that. Then you go next. You choose the source from which the material for the assignment is to be taken. As you can see, you can use your own file here, so you can upload your own file. You can also refer the students to some internet website, so URL can be here, but we will investigate how this works for the ActiveBooks content. So here is our focus level 3, and here is the content of the material. If you want to assign to students something which is in the book, maybe let's take some grammar, okay? You have to drag and drop this resource here, okay? To the assignment, let's say, site. And now it's your time, it's the time to choose which exercise the students are supposed to do, right? If you don't remember exactly which exercise does what and which one is good for homework, for example, or which one you would like your students to do before the next class, you can use the preview button here, which will open the main content for you, the content of this particular unit, and it will give you the answer, which one do I want to assign to my students. For example, number 7 looks quite interesting. Okay, so we might write 2 sentences about yourself. Okay, well, affirmative or negative. This is the, just excuse me, technology. Okay. All right, I like this one. So I want to assign exercise 7 to my students, right? So I go back here. I don't want them to have too much homework, so just exercise 7 to keep them busy before the next class, okay? And I'm assigning to my group So our course, Ukraine Crash Course, right? So I'm assigning to my group. If I had more students, more than just Aga, I would be able to choose who should receive the assignment. You may have a situation when you have your students were absent, they need extra material to catch up or anything like that. And then you have the chance to choose which student are getting which assignments. But we are here in a very good position. We only have one student and she needs to do that, all right? So next stage will be to decide by when. So we have a calendar here. So let this start today. And I want her to do it by Friday, let's say. Mm-hmm. I don't want, I want the students to keep the deadline. So I don't want them to access the exercise after due date. I don't want to have it late when I ask them. Then you have the option of choosing single access, and it will explain us what is the option here. This means that my student can only access this exercise once. They won't be able to redo the exercise if they get something wrong. And here, more for writing exercises, if you are, for example, assigning a writing task and you want to receive it through the platform, you can allow your students to upload the file, so they will be uploading their writing. And also you can enable the text editor especially for the writing exercises. I'm not going to limit the access. I don't want my students to be late with sending back the homework, so I'm blocking after due date. And here comes the assignment. Okay, we know that test assignment 1 was sent and they should do it by the 6th. Let's see what happens at this point at the student account. Here I am as a student, remember? Are you following? So this is the student account. And here it comes the notification, okay? So my notification says that I have a new assignment from my teacher, all right? So my teacher wants me to do this by the 6th, right? And I haven't done it yet. So let's get started. And here comes my task, right? And I would like to show you one important thing, which is a feature of ActiveBooks. And this feature is important both from the student perspective and the teacher perspective. Here on the at the bottom of the page, at the bottom of each exercise, actually, you will have 3, I would say, checkpoints. This is what we call checks. So the number of attempts at this exercise, the current number of incorrect answers on the page. So how many errors the student has made with this particular attempt, and mistakes. When I was doing the exercise, I got, let's say, 3 points wrong over and over again. So this will be the number of mistakes. So what are we supposed to do? Write true sentences about yourself with the affirmative or negative form of appropriate. Okay, I need a new pair. I don't wear. Let's see how this works. I don't buy. I like shopping. I think. I think. And let's check. How did I do? Oops. I didn't do very well.
Is I printed?
I like shopping. I don't know. 6 mistakes. Okay. So I can do it once again, all right? I will show you how it looks now on the teacher's view, because the teacher has actually is able to monitor what I'm doing here. Okay. And when they come here, they will, oh, not yet, okay, because I haven't finished, I haven't submitted. Not submitted yet. When I finish the exercise, as you can see here, as a student, I need to submit it, okay? So going back to my exercise, true sentences about yourself with the affirmative or negative, okay. I don't need a new apology. I am wearing my favorite t-shirt, and so on and so forth. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I just got it wrong. Okay. It's blocked after. Different types of exercises will have, of course, different way of correcting. Yes. Right. Okay. Okay. I got 2 right here. All right. So the form is okay, and I didn't make any mistakes. So my result will be, I had 3 checks. I lost 1 check because I checked with empty boxes, and I made 0 errors now. Okay. So this is how it works. And the teacher is able to monitor I'm saving and exiting. As a student, the teacher will be able to monitor my progress. And I'm submitting my assignment. I'm not very happy with it. And I'm talking to my teacher. It was difficult. Okay, how the teacher can see it. All right. Here it comes. The teacher knows that the student has done the assignment and they didn't do very well, as you can see here. More about analyzing the results of your students, I think we will cover in our next week's session, because I don't want to flood you with information, but this is basically what you can expect here. There is one more very important button, which is called tests. And this is something that we are developing, and you will be able to get access to these tests quite shortly, because we will add test content, which will allow you to create your own tests. And here the process is very simple. We have the option of creating online tests, so the tests which you can run with your students when they have access to the materials as well. And you can choose the version of printable tests, like hopefully when we are all back to normal and September starts, you can just prepare the paper test the usual way, give it to your students in class, and they will write it. For online tests, the creation is as easy as the assignments. You are creating an online test, so like test 1 or whatever. Okay, the same procedure. Next, you choose the content, and this is the place where we will be adding the content of the test. So you will be able to do the same thing as you did with the assignment. So choose the test of the content of the test, the tasks. You can mix them with order, and then assign them to the students on a given date or to do in class while you are alive with them. I mean, in real time. Okay. Is there anything that I have missed? Aliona, maybe you can help me here.
There are lots of details, but I think that we'd better, you know, stop here, because the information is new. Therefore, I'd suggest just start using this presentation to learn how to work with whiteboard, with exercises, create groups, try it, and then we can go deeper and show what you can do as a teacher.
Absolutely. If you have any questions now, please, this is the right, I think this is the right moment to ask them. If you have any doubts or something was unclear from what I was saying, you can unmute
There is one question I haven't replied. Will be the opportunity to use quizzes tests from Teacher's Pack?
Yes, so Teacher's Pack and the test is something that we will be adding to your accounts. So we are looking at adding them to the Teacher's Access so that you have all the teachers' resources and all the tests also together there, so you can use them. So hopefully shortly it will be possible. Yeah. Anything else, ladies? I don't think we have any gentlemen today on the call. I can't see, at least.
Has anyone started working with this ActiveBook from teachers?
Actually, well, so my name is Irina. I'm from Kiev, but according to the situation, I'm in Kiev region now, not far from famous Bucha now. Well, and we have been working with the online workbook for 3 years, and it helped us a lot during COVID times. And now when our students all over the Europe, beginning with Poland, finishing with Spain, Canada, and the USA, and that's where it's very useful. As for ActiveBook, we started it this year. And I myself was monitoring how ActiveBook appeared in every focus, because we're using focus 1, 2, 3, and 4, so these levels. Well, and what you showed now about assignments is new to me. We didn't use ActiveBook in a correct way. While listening to you, I was texting to my colleagues that, girls, we didn't do that in the correct way, but we will. And such resources, from my point of view, they're challenging for teachers, because every new thing is a challenge for a teacher, first of all. And then we have to teach our students how to work with the resource. It takes a lot of time. And I can't say that students are always enthusiastic about this work from my experience. But if you do that in the correct way, it is easier for them to acquire these digital skills. And then we have this language outcome. Well, so I think it is great. Well, so frankly speaking, it's very useful, and thank you.
Thank you very much. I totally agree with what you've said, because in COVID, I think many of you have had a chance to try My English Lab mostly. So My English Lab, our online workbook. And as you said, a lot of teachers who have never used any, like actively used any digital materials with their students, they have started then. They started during COVID, like 2 years ago. And now we are facing the situation, as you said, some of your students are in Canada, some in US, some in Europe, maybe in Poland, some in Bucha, some in Kiev, and some in Lviv, right? So we have got a huge number of requests from teachers to enable their students access to the materials that they were using also, because many students have left the books behind when moving away and running from the wall, which is kind of obvious. And the same situation applies to teachers. Some of you may not have access to your piles of books which you had on your bookcase. So that's why we are helping, and that's why we are here for you. And according to what we promised, we are ready to give you, your students, access to both ActiveBooks and online practice mail. Till the end of May, we are giving these codes as a campaign, our campaign to help Ukraine during the time of war. And well, we hope that it will make your lives easier as well with the students. And as you said, that these trainings are important because I'm not surprised what you said, that you haven't been using ActiveBooks in the right way, because this is the case with many teachers, that they do not realize the potential of this simply.
And these are not the whole features we've got for that. We just
oh, this is just this. I just scratched the surface. Believe me. Today was the very, very initial presentation of what these materials can do. And what is also important is that because this is a live platform, it's not that you bought version 3 and it won't be developing. We are adding new functionalities. And even while you are working with the next updates, you can get extra materials or extra functions, which were not there like a month ago, for example. Yeah.
And I'd like to add for my colleagues who are here, I'm so glad to see a lot of people here. Well, I think that in such resources, we are talking not only about the language. Well, we are all language teachers, and of course, our priority is the language itself. But there is a lot of pedagogy in online resources, because children are learning to learn, to meet the deadlines.
Absolutely.
Well, to make some attempts to finish digital skills. Well, and just we have been observing our students for 3 years working with this My English Lab, and we see how they are changing, how their attitude to their result changing, and how their responsibility is growing. It's very important.
It's very important, you know, what you said, because everyone should understand it's not one day while you just start working. You learn together with your students, and students learn as well. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
And I would like to show you one more thing, which is the speaking of developing your skills, the pedagogic behind digital environment. Here is the Pearson EU website. As you can see here, we are announcing that we are no longer supporting Russia and Belarus, because Pearson made a decision to suspend all activities in Russia and Belarus because of the war. So here when we enter Ukraine website, there are a couple of places here. We are interested in English language teaching. So when we go here, you will have a separate section on distance teaching and learning. This is one thing. So here you are able to find a lot of very useful resources on whatever we are offering. This is, for example, the section on distance teaching video trainings. So you may also access the trainings which were recorded, and you can simply use these also to improve your skills and to develop in this online environment, both you and the students. And here are separate sections on ActiveBooks. Here you can see the English Porter and My English Lab. And also the technical support, which is quite important if you need it, because things happen. You need to be prepared that when you are using something digital, it may be at some point that you will need some help with solving.
And our technical support, even for students, there are people who can reply even in Ukrainian. Not many, but we still have people there who can reply in Ukrainian.
So I can just drop, if you want to access straight, I can put the link to this website. Okay. Any questions or any comments, anyone? We will be preparing certificates from this meeting, but it won't be as automatic as from the webinar. So give us, let's say, up to a week to do the certificate of attendance for this meeting. Tomorrow we are meeting again at 4 o'clock Kiev time, and Aliona will be taking you through the details of
whiteboard
English Lab online practice. And if you get interested, if you want to know more, next week we are meeting in a more, let's say, advanced group.
And
okay.
Tomorrow, if you have our codes, I suggest maybe to do everything together. If you already registered some codes, we can do it just together with you to try.
Absolutely. Yaroslava, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's really a great digital opportunity for us to continue teaching despite the circumstances, especially nowadays. And really thank you for such easy step-by-step explanation. It was cool because I really found so many mistakes that I could avoid while doing it the first time.
Great. Sorry. So many people have joined us. You are giving your time and to learn something. So that's great. And I am truly impressed with the approach of Ukrainian teachers in these difficult times. I'm with you. I hope I will be able to visit Ukraine soon because I've been to Ukraine and a lot of times, and I simply would like to come back as quickly as possible. So stay safe, stay positive, and with hopes for better future and for, let's say, coming back to our classrooms with our students face to face, hopefully very, very soon. Okay. See you on our next trainings, and thank you very much for everything. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Agnieszka. Bye-bye.